Manchester United 0, Real Madrid 2. Certainly a game of two halves, and I think it would have been a different game had the linesman had his glasses on. That was difficult to say. It was a sweet goal by Bellingham, but I'm quite concerned. I'm not going to lie about that, but we'll get to my points of views first. Andy, what did you make of the game as a whole?
Yeah, very enjoyable up till the 60th minute. United were really, let's say, full of energy. First half, should have done better with some of the chances. Better finishing from Garnacho. Absolutely crazy decision for Bellingham goal. Absolutely great finish, but obviously it's America. Let's have a bit of controversy. So yeah, I don't know what the guys, but they're probably starting to shift at Starbucks now after that assistant. Or was it Costa Coffee now? Do you want a latte with that, Mr. Bellingham? So I don't know. It's just crazy. But the 60th minute onwards with the substitutions, I say toothless.
Aside from the bribes and the coffee, Nathan, what did you make of the game overall?
I think it's a good run out, a good fitness session for pre-season in the end. The game was okay. That goal was nowhere near onside, offside by miles, but it didn't ruin the first half. We had some good passages of play up until that final third. Like we said, we need to have a bit more in that final third, a bit more decision making, correct decision making, a bit more efficiency up there, a bit more imagination, and people who are specialists in them areas need to be sharpening their tools. And once they sharpen their tools, let me take my thing off. There we go. Yeah, once they sharpen their tools, we'll start seeing a much better Man United. And it'll probably take a couple more games before we do look sharp and look like the Man United of last year when we was at our best.
What did you make of it, Hopper?
Like you've touched on, the both teams come out with the intensity and the tempo to play. I was really impressed with the first half, the way the lads went about the business, and even Real Madrid, the way they played. We're just crying out for a 9 in the final third. We've touched on it in the watch along. It's all right, having a goalkeeper that's very composed and can come out and play, and the defenders being composed and playing midfielders. But once it gets to a certain point, for me, we're not creating chances. We don't look like we're going to create chances, and that's a concern for me.
That's what I was going to get at the beginning. It was my concern is where we're going to get the goals from. If Rashford had an off day today, obviously it's not complete match fitness, so you can't expect him to carry the team as much as he did last year. That wasn't a brilliant Real Madrid team or brilliant performance. There were individual bits, but they had Bellingham. Regardless if the goal was offside, he has to be in that position. Still put the ball in the back of the net, and it was a good bit of play from the ball over the top. Likewise with their second goal with the overhead kick, they are creating chances and the scoring goals, not relying. And that's also a team that hasn't got a striker that's scoring goals. So we need to be a little bit more clinical, not just looking for this number 9, which we all hope will be Højlund will come in. The rest of the players around the pitch need to start, chipping in with goals. That's where I'm concerned for next season.
That's the concern that I have. It's the ability to create clear-cut chances. Like. I don't even know who scored that, but the cross was right on his foot, like perfectly put, a nice curled ball right into the space for whoever's there. Yeah. And if any kind of player like that gets on the end of it, should be able to score. With us, we had the ball in them areas, we hit the first man. We come inside and we crossed it last minute. It's not even in full flow. It's not in a flow where you're getting the ball, putting it into it and then putting it. It's not happening.
Just cuts off.
Yeah. So it's actually... You can't even make a run off our balls in, plus they're not getting there. So that's the bit that needs to really sharpen up. And that's what I've been waiting for a long time. And that's why I keep mentioning about Ahmad. Because Ahmad has that in him to be able to put the quality balls in. And he has he takes time, he waits and lures you in, then pops and moves. And you need that. And it's like the inventiveness is not there with the front three. We need something. They need to be taught it. And sometimes you can't teach that.
No, it's instinctive, isn't it?
Well, is that a concern then? Because if these are players that we've spent, I don't know, Anthony spent 80, 90 million on, if he hasn't got that and that's something we acquire, that's a massive cause for concern down that side, isn't it?
With Anthony, he come on and he's looking bright, he's coming inside, but then there's no end product. Yeah. He had 2 or 3 shots wide over. You got to be in the target. The consistency's got to be better. He's worth a lot of money, and obviously he's brought in to weigh in with goals. Yeah, but don't get me wrong, he was positive. Wan-Bissaka was fantastic. Garnacho was brilliant from half time until he come off. It's a shame that he come off really because he was getting into the game and stuff. But yeah, it's pre-season. It's in the bank. Minutes. The manager will be happy with the run out and stuff. But for us as fans, and it's evident to see that. It gets to a certain point and he cuts off.
Need a number 9.
It just gets brain fog, doesn't it? It gets to the final third and it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do?
It's like they run out of ideas. That's what it is. You run out of ideas.
It was like we were going forward in the FA Cup final and when we didn't know what to do. We got to the edge of the City box and they were under pressure, but we was like, what do we do? What do we do? Pass back, start again.
Yeah, it's like, on one hand it's pre-season, but on the other hand we know what they're like in the season as well. We know what kind of efficiency levels they have. And I've been looking at it just thinking, okay, with what we've got, who is the most efficient in these areas? Who's the most efficient on the right? In my mind, like I said, Ahmad, but even if the way we saw Sancho when he got put to the right in the final couple games in the season, he looked like his decision making was just instantly higher. So maybe he is the one who end up playing on the right because he's been playing first team. With Ahmad, he needs to become established first and then get in there. So it's a little bit harder for him. Then you got Rashford on the left. We know what he's like. He's a goal getter, but not really a goal creator for someone else in the box. So maybe when we get that Højlund, it might change a few things where you can bounce off him, get it back, run past, and then we might see a bit more. So hopefully that will be the difference maker.
And there were players that were played out of position as well. When they let Bruno was played out on the right wing. What did you make of Onana's debut?
Very good. Enjoyed it. He played the full 90 minutes and he had a save or two. He's like nothing he could do about the first goal or the second one. The second one was absolutely it was a bit of class. Mark Hughes back in the day, main rolled in the derby in '89. That sort of goal, like you say, he had a good game.
Yeah, and he was creating angles for his defender and he was quite happy to take the ball on his feet. He was using left and right. It was positive to see compared to De Gea.
It'll change the dynamic of way the manager wants to play. The manager wants to play that expansive football. Like you said, he's high, he's creating angles, he's very calm, very composed on it. It's exciting for him because he'll want to play and he'll make us play. Yeah.
So we've got Dortmund next. What do you see Ten Hag changing ahead of that? So we've got a few days rest. Hopefully Ahmad might be a bit more fit, so hopefully get to see him run out.
Well, that's the side that we need to look at now. I think that's what he'll be looking at the most. Because he can see that we're keeping the ball, we're moving well, but I think he's just going to want to sharpen up that final third. He's probably been doing a lot of finishing now, a lot of final third play, attack versus defence. Defenders just stay there and attackers get at them. Like, that's what you'd want to do in the training. Definitely. And let Anthony stay out after the training and continue that left foot curl. Like, continue, do 100 of them every day. Like, if you have to. So you can get that ball on target because, like I said, I believe he's like a 5 out of 10 when it comes to that left foot of his. And he's only left-footed. Usually a player who's only 1 foot is like a 9 out of 10. But he's a 5 out of 10 with that left foot. Meaning, he can hit a great goal, but you do that 100 times, you'll get 50 probably on target. And that's a lot. Like, on target, not goals.
Yeah.
Probably get 50 on target with his best foot and, hitting the target with no keeper, with no defenders.
There seems to be a concern as well of who Ten Hag's starting 11 is. If you look at goalkeeper and back four, that's pretty much, we know that. But when it goes a bit further upfield, Rashford's there by default.
Yeah.
You don't know who's playing either of the flanks. There's still some sort of combination as to who's working what with that. But do you think Ten Hag knows what his strongest 11 is?
I think, to be honest, we do. Having a look at that team, I think we do. I think
Do you really though? Because I think it changes though, doesn't it? Because
who goes on the left? Rashford, yeah.
So I would play. Obviously, in an ideal world, this is an ideal world. If we bring a 9 in, we have a 9 up top.
Yeah, Rashford.
We have Rashford left. Either Anthony or Sancho.
But Ten Hag's main 11 would be Anthony, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, because he favours it. Obviously, Casemiro, he's going to play Mount because he's brought Mount in and Bruno.
Yeah, that's going to be the full.
Eriksen's obviously going to be on the bench. Van der Beek's probably go on his way. The back four, Wan-Bissaka, for me, has been doing really well. He'll play. Varane, Martinez, brilliant. Brilliant, the keeper. But for me, that just picks itself. That's our strongest team for me, anyway.
But if we don't get a good striker,
then it just changes the dynamic again. Because Rashford will play there. just it's difficult. It's
There's
hard.
There's a
it's
lot
hard.
riding on this Hoyland deal.
But we're desperate for. We are desperate for.
I think he'll see that. He'll know that, and I say if it's the same again on Sunday, bit toothless up front, getting into good positions, not taking chances, not even passing at the right times. Yeah, we have to press this transfer ahead and get a number 9, whether it be Ireland or Harry Kane, someone
or
like
loan
that.
for someone, anything. We need someone in there.
Yeah, we certainly do. I mean, there's people in the chat getting the knickers in a twist. I mean, we got beat by Real Madrid, but asking for Ten Hag to get sacked if he doesn't change his tactics.
Are you for real?
It's a little bit.
Are you for real?
It's a little bit dramatic, and if you want to go and support Arsenal, I suggest that's probably more.
Probably Arsenal fans in the chat are still bitter about me Saturday.
But yeah, we definitely need
Jogger.
That's mental. No chance.
Do you have any final words, Andy, for the referee or the linesman of the game?
I'll have a latte, mocha choco waka, please, and make it snappy.
I don't think anyone got that reference.
He works in Starbucks. He's starting his shift along with his 2 linesman assistants.
Wow. And how about you, Nathan? Any last words?
No, just just happy to be watching Man United again. You don't like off season. Now that we're back, I'm just excited to see the first team and their progression back to full sharpness. Because I know how it is in preseason for myself. I needed the whole preseason to be back to full sharpness and looking good. So if anyone came and watched me the early games, they'd be like, "What the hell's he doing?" So I'm gonna give a bit of a bly for now. And hopefully we'll start seeing it improve as the games go. Because this is the first game, by the way, where we've really had all the team out.
Yeah.
So let's give them a little bit of a blast. Real Madrid as well. So yeah, I think next game we'll see a bit of improvement.
Yeah.
Do you think it's pressure, Hopper, for Sunday or Monday's game against Dortmund to get, I'd say 3 points, but to get the win? Because sometimes it's more about satisfying fans rather than Ten Hag. I don't know. He'll know what he wants to get from the game.
I think pressure-wise, I think it's pre-season. I think they'll use it as minutes and fitness and stuff like that. That's what it's built
serious
for.
Stuff starts on the 14th.
Yeah, definitely.
Wolves.
I don't think it's all. We've sat here and talked about the desperate.
We will have in mind that first half. That first 11, first half. That'll be in his mind for the Wolves game as well.
Definitely.
And trying to get a response on Sunday.
I just think, it's not all doom and gloom. We talk about the 9. I think we have, the tempo and the intensity of the passages of play, 1 and 2 touch in particular was very good.
There was more in the first 45 minutes, but there's lots in there to be positive about.
Yeah,
there's made positive. We've beaten Leeds, we've beaten Lyon, we've beaten Arsenal, And like I say, we've lost to Wrexham and Deadpool under 23s, but there's no shame in losing to Real Madrid.
There you go. Definitely. So I'll leave you that positive words there from Andy Taylor. Thank you, Hopper. Thank you, Nathan Ellington. Right. Thank you, Andy Taylor. Thank you for watching it, and make sure you're liking and subscribing and so on. And I'm going to bed.
Show me the way to go.
Let's go. Bye-bye.